to the Heavenly Father and His Son, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, and Shalawam to the Lord, so for elect. Alright, back with hopefully another edifying lesson through the spirit and power and strength of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. As always, the Father's name is Yahawah, it means He is, He exists. The Son's name is Yahawashi, it means He saves, He delivers, He is salvation. And Rakakadash is the name of the Holy Spirit. It means a spirit that is holy, a spirit set apart. Right? Rakah meaning spirit, Kadash meaning holy or set apart. Right? Back with a quick one. Right? Shouldn't be too long. Death and persecution. Right? It's something that we gotta be realistic. Is we're gonna face. You know what I'm saying? It's an in transit, and I'm gonna get to my destination. I'm gonna hit a couple scriptures. So this is something that's coming, man. And this is always in your mind. This should always be in your mind. I remember when I first, started getting into this truth, the brother that brought me in, he let me know, hey, this is an oath. You're basically realizing that you are of this nation and there's no excuse no more. You're making an oath, and that it comes with, sometimes it may come with death, all right, to be martyred. Now, a martyr is someone that dies for the cause, just, being like a symbol, but it's not like you're doing it out of, you're not looking for death, right? I don't think if brothers get into that spirit of whoever suffer the most is going, nah, that ain't it. Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi is going to protect and keep a lot of his men, right? So it's not about suffering the most or getting in a position of I need to suffer more. No, Yahawah will take care of you, and he'll keep you good for some points and times, man. Hey, Shalawam, Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi Barak. All right, so he's gonna take care of you. Every brother is not gonna be martyred. I would say minority will feel that, the guillotine, but majority is going to be taken care of, because we got plenty of scriptures, Isaiah 65 and 13, right? That talks about the elect, the remnant, being taken care of in these last days. And even looking at it at this point in time with this spiritual power being the truth, understanding His word and speaking on it and being able to recognize it and it resonating with you, that right there that's putting you above, like, bro, 99%. That's putting you above everybody else. Let's just be honest. Elder Apostle Gabar speaks about a ruling class mentality. It's giving you that. So not being high-minded, but we are, we not high-minded, but we are far above the rest of these people on this planet because of the way they think, the way they act, and the way they consider things. They don't move in wisdom. They don't fear Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi. A man that fears Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi and seeks Him diligently, he will receive mercy. According to Barak 18 and 14, he's going to receive that, that mercy that's given in these last days. Those doors of mercy will eventually close, and the individuals that you wasn't caring, you wasn't seeking Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi truly in spirit and truth, you're not going to make it. And you're going to find out real quick that brother that was low and meek, this nigga going to run the red light. Dumbass. That brother that was low and meek, is going to be lifted up in those last days. That's where that reward is extremely important. So we wait on our reward. You hold on and you keep that patience. He still ran the red light. Hey, people out here on some bullshit, right? Just foolish, doing stuff hasty for no reason. So persecution is just because somebody's going through it doesn't mean that Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi is not going through it, because we have to suffer persecution. So keep that in mind and judge righteous judgment. If an individual, if you doing what you're supposed to do, you doing your lessons, you camping, you studying, you being studious, you showing ourselves to be approved, you praying, you fasting, you doing all of that, and you still going through stuff, that's what it is. You supposed to. Chastisement. All right, you're supposed to feel it, right? To be hardened, to be refined. So don't look at it like, man, maybe Yahawah not dealing. No, he's dealing with you via the chastisement, via building you up. And he's gonna put more of a battle on you because you leveled up as a soldier. I look at Goku, and Dragon Ball Super just came back, right? It's been announced for my Dragon Ball Super brothers out there, right? I look at Goku as he leveled up, his enemies got harder. They had to increase. So therefore the challenge would be harder. You can't go back. You're not gonna go back and stumble upon your Raditz and your Nappas and all these dudes that he done destroyed. No. He can easily destroy them. You're supposed to be easily destroying these sins that you used to face. Right? So this little stuff, like a persecution could be your woman, your spouse, tripping or whatever. But if you grew up and you got a better mindset to handle that, then that shouldn't even really affect you anymore. You should know how to deal with it. Being a bigger man and moving it and handling it correctly and properly. Right? These little discrepancies, these little things should not be destroying you anymore and breaking you down. Right? Oh yeah, right here. One second. So let's hit some precepts, man. Hey, Shalawam. I thought that was Kakuma. Hey, Shalawam, Kakuma. Yahawashi, Barak. This is Revelations 2 and 10. Let me see. Yep. Fear none of those things which thou sayest, with Shalakia. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So 10 days, 10 symbolizing perfection, right? So we will be tried a perfect amount of times, a perfect amount of days. It may be 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, a year, however long it will be, right? And this is for the individuals that are caught and thrown into FEMA camps, that are set up, and their family may have ratted them out, or, hey, I know somebody that didn't take the chip over here. He lived right here. Boom, boom. You're going to have family members like that. And when they see you, they're not even going to be able to look you in the eye. In the kingdom, too, they're going to be like, but it's all forgiven, though. You wasn't in your right mind. You sold me out over a little bit of chump change. That UBI, Universal Basic Income. You sold me out over that because they posted my face up and they used some AI video to say I did this and did that. When you know that ain't me. Our people, when they start seeing us in this truth, they forget who we are. They don't consider, because the slander, and that's a form of persecution as well, where your name is slandered and your name is persecuted, where they form in their minds you're just some totally different type of person based off of stigmatisms of the world. Oh, he's a BHI. Oh, did I ever say that to anybody? No, you never said that out your mouth, ever. But they automatically assume, just because you're on the streets, that you're a BHI or a BOI, black only, or black Hebrew Israelite. When, if they would sit back and listen to the message, who we talking to? We talking to the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the foreign Israelites in foreign countries. Right? The speckled birds that may look like other nations, but they are our people. You can tell via their spirit. But our people never sit back and consider that, because they don't listen. They go off the stigmatism, what's the stereotype, what's put out there. Therefore, they fall for the okie doke. And that's how they do with all of life. They're surface level, you know? So let's read this one more time. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So in all these situations, this death, this persecution, you going through this, you going through that, they beating your ass. All right, you know, shoot, they took out your wife in front of you, you know, took your kids. All right, that's when in those times you got to reflect. You got to remember Job. You got to remember King David. You got to remember Ezekiel losing his wife and being told not to cry. All right, we had 9 people on here, now we got 4, because most people is not about that. Most people ain't really got the faith to withstand this type of stuff that's going on. And we pray for a spirit to get through all of this, right? Because we know the fleshly you, nah, you couldn't do it. So the spiritual you gotta do it. Because the fleshly you know, so many people is gonna die around you. And it's gonna hurt, right? But you already gotta be in like knowing. That's why it's a good subject to talk about death. You knowing where they going. You know what happens in the afterworld. You know they go to the spirit world and they rest for a time period and then they come back. You know, if they die in Hamashiach, it's all good. What you got to worry about? We don't fear death, right? We know this is promised to us. Be thou faithful unto death. Read that like 500 times, man. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Yahawashi is making a promise to us. Okay? This is what's being promised to us. It's a reward. So you keep that in your mind when you going through it all. Even right now, you going through it all. You know what I'm saying? So those 10 days is known. We got to go through those 10 days. Every brother has to carry his own cross. Let me see if I can get that. Whoever not takes up their cross. I'm going to get it in Matthew. Right here. This is Matthew 16:24. Then said Yahawah unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it. And whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. Right? You selling out. You taking the bag. You taking the C-hip to in that moment to save your life. Because that's what you think. It's temporary salvation. That's what we gonna call that. I might do a lesson on it. Temporary salvation. But you're putting your salvation in money. You're choosing mammon. Right? You're forsaking Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi. You're going after the gods of the heathens. And we know the gods of the people are idols. You know, but Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi created the heavens. So you're going into, what's that, man? They worship the creature over the creator. Yep. So that's what you're doing. And you don't even realize it. Romans 1:25. Who changed the truth of power into a lie and worshipped and served the creature more than the creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. When you seek to save your life, you're going after a creature. You're going after that versus the creator putting you through this to refine you. This may be the only thing that's going to cleanse you to bring you up out of this. All right? That was your lot. He already predestinated that for you. You can't fight against it. Look at what happened to Jonah. You can't fight against what you have to go through, man. You know? That's foolishness. You're going through it for a reason. Right now I got my son, on punishment because he did something he wasn't supposed to do. And yeah, he got the puppy dog eyes and all that, but he going through it for a reason. To refine him, to teach him to do better, to get that flaw out of him of disobedience. You know? So it's the same cycle. The way that we raise our kids is the way that Yahawah do us. That chastisement. He has to feel that chastisement. So therefore he won't commit that action again. But if you giving too much mercy, that's gonna destroy them. I watched this show, Adolescent, where the parents, they gave the kid too much mercy, and they gave him too much leeway. That's why the scripture states to watch over a shameless daughter, right? And to raise up a child in the correct ways. So they gave the kid too much mercy. He ended up killing a little girl at school. And then they like, nah, my baby couldn't have did that. Well, he did that because you never set bounds. You never set obedience and rules and structures in the household. This is what the laws, commandments, and statutes is there for. It's standards for you to follow, so therefore your life may prosper. Then Yahawah say, you follow this, you keep this, then he's going to prosper you. He has plans to prosper you. He's giving you the words. He's giving you the ways, the standards, right? So he wants to prosper you if you keep these laws, commandments, and statutes, man. But if you go out here and you serve the creature over the creator, you're not going to prosper. Everything that Satan's giving you is to kill you. I'm about to go in the grocery store when I get off this live. If you go in the grocery store, you pay attention. Everything you need to get that's actually good for you is on the outside. It's on the outside. You got the fruits and the vegetables and the bait, the meat, the butcher. That's all on the outside. Everything in the middle is processed. It's all processed. Damn near everything. It's terrible. It's bad for you. It's full of sugar. It's fucked up. That's what Esau is doing. But you get the fruits and the vegetables. Well, these set apart. They on the outside. So his whole system is like that. It's set up. And it's a stigmatism on it. Why you never see a banana advertisement commercial? You never see bananas being advertised, or pineapples, or oranges. Because you already know Yahawashi created this. But what do you see? You see McDonald's. You see Burger King. You see death. This is what you see advertised on your TV. Death. On your YouTube. Death. Everything the white man is selling you is death, bro. Y'all gotta wake up. Hey, but our people don't care. They don't care, man. Let's go back. Let's go to Revelations. They love not their life. What's that? Love not their life. Unto death. Right? Yeah. Revelations 12 and 11. And let's start at 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his Hamashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down. The accuser is Esau Edom. He accuses us. He constantly makes a play against us. He constantly is in a courtroom, bringing up a case against us. Okay? Oh, the migrants is doing this. The migrants is doing that. They're doing this and they're doing it. Boom, boom, boom. Okay? He's constantly accusing us and making us look like we ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of our people ain't shit. Right? But that's because they fell into his ways. A lot of our people are deceivers. They're devils. They become enemies. They become adversary, Satan. They like their father, the devil. Because they've taken on the ways of this wicked ass devil, man. They taking on the paganism. They taking on everything that he's fed them and advertised them. You eating all the food that he's given to you. It's corrupt. It's chemicals all up in it. It's destroying you. It's changing your hormones. So now you got damn near all of Atlanta on some homosexual shit. That's the capital, Atlanta and San Francisco. Why? Because the hormones, the foods is changing and reshaping the hormones, and that's from a baby. That's what that is. That Gerber and all of that, that's what that's doing. So you ain't really never had a chance unless you had Yahawah Hashem Yahawashi. Alright? But as so-called black people, Mexicans, Native Americans, y'all don't want to face these things. It's cognitive dissonance. When we say this And you know it's true, but you don't want to face it. And you keep fucking living in it. Because you don't care about your temple. And you don't care about your life, man. So you just take what the devil gives you. You don't consider Isaiah 1 and 3. You know, you don't consider who your maker is. Revelations 12 and 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength. And strength. We're weak right now. All right, we are vulnerable. We are naked. Our only protection is that strong tower, which is Yahawah, Sham, Yahawashi. The only name that's going to get us up out of here, Acts 4 and 12. Right? That's the only way. Proverbs 30 and 4. Do you know those names? Can you tell us those names? That's your ticket along with the doctrine. As the scripture says, keep the faith in Yahawashi and the commandments of Yahawah. These go hand in hand. That's works and faith. They are needed to get you up out of here. You show me your faith without works, there ain't no faith at all. Because you don't truly believe. All right? Now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his Hamashiach. For the accuser, Esau Edom, of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. Every single day, this man has a case. Every single day, he's coming at us. He's attacking us in some form, some way, some fashion. All right? And it's about to intensify. Northern Kingdom, yeah, y'all was getting it. But guess what? Southern Kingdom is about to come down hard. DJT, Nero, has what? He has in his trick bag. He has February, he's coming at the Levites. Okay? He's coming heavy and hard. 500,000, he said. Deportation. Now we gonna see how that go. Cause last time it ain't go so well. All right, they gonna be fighting. A lot of them is extremely carnal, you know. And when carnality get involved, then hey, Jake get to fighting and all of this. Cause you put in all, as it says in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, they're trusting in their own hands. They're trusting in their own strength. You know, they're not trusting in Yahawah, Hashem, Yahawashi. So they're gonna put boots to ground. And they're going to fight these female officers, right? And Yahawah going to use some of them to take some of these individuals off to bring judgment. And then they going to get judged. It's just a judgment party going on, right? He going to use Russia, UK, and all of that to destroy America. Then he going to destroy them with Yahawashi, right? So it's a judgment party. Everybody is getting their judgment. That's why you want to be of the elect, the remnant, so you can have that Thawah, that Ezekiel 9 and 4, to be exempt from that second death, to get up out of here, to be up in a spaceship, that sea of glass, watching everything take place. You know, that's the best seat in the house, watching everything take place, reunited with our brothers, man. That's the best seat in the house. But Jake don't want that. Jake, you deny your inheritance. Hey, you got unlimited riches, unlimited gold, wives upon wives, seeds upon seeds, land upon land, planets, all right, chariots, okay, protection, servants. But you deny that, and you just want to be a nigga that work at Walmart. It don't comprehend. I can't understand it, but that's what it is. And that's that great delusion. That's that spirit of slumber, that Romans 11 and 8. That spirit of delusion, that spirit of slumber that has been set upon our people, where you deny your ancestry, you deny your forefathers. It's like you saying King David wasn't a Jake. You saying all of this, these individuals is not our people. These are great people. You know, let's keep it going. Verse 11. And they, the elect, overcame him by the blood of the Lamb. Your Lamb being Yahawashi. So by that blood, we are bought by the blood. We are bought with a price. All right. And by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death. So death, once again, to us ain't nothing major. It's something that if it comes to that, it comes to that. You know, persecution, that's there. That's here right now. I feel it. You know, it is what it is. And it's only going to intensify. Now, if the water Yahawah, Hashem, Yahawashi, the ICE and the DHS and the Border Patrol, they don't really touch the prophets, man. You know, They're not touching the brothers. They're not touching the brotherhood. They're not messing with us like that. That's because Yahawashi has a hedge of protection around us and our families. Now, are they out here? Yeah, I know exactly where they be at. You know, I had scanner calls, reports, people talking. Yeah, they out here. They are around. ICE is around, but they ain't messing with us. You know what I'm saying? They messing with who Yahawashi ordains for them to mess with, man. Okay? At the end of the day. Because really, that sword is created to go hard and heavy at the 2/3. Now, will it come and affect us? Yeah, it's gonna come. It's gonna do what it's do, but it ain't gonna prevail in that sense. Let's get a couple more. It's Ephesians 6:11. Put on the whole armor of power that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil, the strategies, the tactics. So you got to put on that shield of faith, that helmet of salvation, all right, that breastplate of righteousness, all right, that sword. You got to put on all of that to be able to fight this demon. And that's what? That's spiritually. That's not carnally. I'm not out here suiting up in armor. I ain't wearing no bulletproof vest or nothing like that. Okay? Spiritually, we are preparing ourselves to make it through, man. Okay? Hey man, get this dude up out of here. Slaver. Before you get up out of here, slavery is always gonna be on this planet. Okay? It's always gonna be a nation ruling over another nation. That's what you can't understand. You're in slavery right now. All right, who's running the earth right now? The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Job 9:24. So the banking families are controlling the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, DuPonts, Kissingers, etc., etc. So you got a slaver too, buddy. All right. It's being a servant. The Most High is taking his kingdom. He's allowing his son to rule. Matthew 28:19. All right, Matthew 28:18. He's giving power to his son. And then his son is going to disperse and give power to what? He's going to give it to men, to Israelite men. All right, but we ain't going back and forth with you. Let's get up out of here. Hide user on channel. Yep. And that's what I stated earlier in the live, man. Knowing these scriptures, understanding these scriptures, you are set above the rest of the people on this planet. It's no point to debate and to go back and forth with individuals. They don't got it. They don't read the scriptures. You don't post no precepts. You have no understanding, man. You know? So, I mean, what is y'all talking about? That's at the end of the day. So let's go back. Persecution. Let's see what King David said. It's a key point. This is Psalms 44:6. For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me. That means in these times of persecution, where they're coming down with guns drawn, they're kicking open doors, right? They're telling you get on the ground. Don't be that out. Don't be that dude that's trying to shoot it out your house with ICE. Don't be that individual. Okay? If that was how it was supposed to be, then Yahawah would have made it so. But it's not supposed to be like that. This ain't the time of the Maccabean period. We ain't supposed to fight these devils back like that. Okay? When that transition of the time period happens, when Yahawashi comes, as he said, if this was my kingdom, my servants will fight. So when he does come, he's going to give his servants the ability to fight back. According to what? Jeremiah 51:20. All right, we shall be as battle axes. So he's going to give us the ability to fight. Yahawashi, we be of that number. You know? So everything is for an appointed time. You have an appointed time for persecution. This is what? This is right now, this is a time of war. As the book of Ecclesiastes states, it's a time of war. It's a time to kill, but that's not for us. That's for them. Egyptians fighting against Egyptians. We look at this dude, Alex Preddy, who just got gunned down in the streets. I did a lesson on it, you know, like 5, 6, 7 ICE agents around him, and he was trying to protect a lady, trying to be a hero and all that, and he got shot like 11 times, you know. But hey, that's their fight. Let these Egyptians fight one another. Now he did have a weapon on him, but he didn't pull it out or nothing. But they saw it as a threat, and they automatically. And they have what? They have absolute immunity. So it's no repercussions. You have, I just watched the James Bond series. You have a license to kill. That's what ICE has. They have a license to kill. Okay? It ain't no discussion about it. They have a license to kill. And y'all want to fuck around with that. This devil is supposed to come down. So going back to it, for I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me. Yeah, you may be a great shot. Okay, Jake, great. You an expert marksman. You take one out, you might take 2 or 3 out. It's going to be 20, 30, 40, 50 more coming. All right? It's ongoing. It's forever. Right? And then they got drones. They got robot dogs. They got all this other type of stuff coming, man. And that's foolish. That's foolish, man. You're not going to be able to shoot your way out of this. Let's get the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High. Romans 8:7. Because the carnal mind is enmity against power, for it is not subject to the law of power, neither indeed can be. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please Yahawah. You moving out the desires of your flesh. You thinking I gotta shoot back. I gotta do this. Nah, he ain't about to run up in my house and do this. Well, this is ordained. Romans 13. These are the powers that rule over. They're coming down. Did Peter and Paul fight back when they got took? Ask yourself that question. Did Yahawashi fight back? No. All right. Sometimes he just disappeared. And then when it was his time, he rebuked Peter. He told Peter, hey, bro, what? Nah. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. He took the ear, put it back on dude. And then dude was like, yo, that's him. But it was still, Yahawashi had to go through that. Even though they knew it was him. It's him off the works. But he still had to go. It's just some stuff has to happen. So you can't fight against it. That's not the will of the Most High, Yahawah. So do you truly know the will of the Most High? And it goes down to knowing the prophecies, to knowing that these things must pass. If it's the will of the Most High for you to die, then that's just the will. And that be the hardest thing for especially a Christian to get through their mind. The Most High want me to die? But why me? Because you caught up in emotions. You caught up in the effeminateness of it. Did John the Baptist go was he tripping? That was his lot. He had to decrease, and Yahawashi increased. That was his lot. Man, ain't nothing down here to really love, man. What did Solomon say? Vanity, vanity. All is vanity. Let's get that. Ecclesiastes 1:1. The words of the preacher, the son of David, king in Jerusalem. Vanity of vanity, saith the preacher, vanity of vanities, all is vanity. What profit hath a man of all his labor, which he taketh under the sun? Right? Your LLCs, your businesses, all this is going to pass away. America is done. We seek no continuing city, but one to come. So we're not seeking to live up in Babylon and to feast and that white picket fence and all of that. No, that's pointless. Okay? What? Are you in a... Yeah, man. People. All right, keeping it going. One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. The sun also ariseth, and the sun goeth down, and hasteneth to his place when he arise. The wind goeth towards the south, and turneth about unto the north. It whirleth about continually, and the wind returneth again according to his circuits. Everything is set up. All right? Everything that the Most High created is for good. Even the wicked was created for a certain purpose. Proverbs 16:4 tells you that. So this purpose that Esau has to serve is a good purpose to refine us, to persecute us, to chastise us, to be a ruler over us, you know, to make us feel this. This is something you never want to feel again. You know what I'm saying? So this devil got to go, but he has been given an appointed time, and we have been brought into this because of disobedience. You got Jake always talking about, where was God at during slavery? Well, read Deuteronomy the 28th chapter. Read Jeremiah the 3rd chapter. I read, just read. Understand. Read Jeremiah 50 and 33. Judah and Israel shall suffer persecution together. So this was prophecy for us to be in this land together. He sent us into slavery. All right? Because of this, but you would deny that, but you would you would never look at your disobedience. You never look at how you went off, the things that we did to provoke him to jealousy, right? And you would just go automatically to the point of, well, he wasn't with us in slavery. He wasn't with us, boom, boom, boom. He wasn't with us, boom, boom, boom. People hate punishment, but punishment is necessary. Punishment is a vital part of life. It's needed. If you did not have punishment, then you would just have no leash and you would do whatever you want. And that's how you individuals feel when you say the law is done away with. You don't want no punishment, no repercussions. You think it's no sin no more. That's crazy. But in the New Testament, it talks about what is sin, the transgressions of the law, right? So let me get a little bit more, man. I'm going to wrap it up. All right. Let's talk a little bit on death. Let's go to First Thessalonians. This is 1 Thessalonians 4:13. But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, that ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. That's the difference between us and the world. We understand what happens after we leave this place. We understand death is not the end. All right? Yahawah, this be the last time. We understand, we die in Hamashiach, we come back, everlasting body, fighting, Jeremiah 16:16, from fishers into hunters, pulling Esau out of those bunkers that they got, getting down, doing what we got to do. So that's once again, that's that reward that we seek, that everlasting body. That's that reward that we seek, where we will live forever. True rest, true salvation. All right. So let's read that end part again. That ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. Because you sitting back like, I'll never see my granddad again. I'll never see my mama again. Yeah, you will. All right. Yeah, you will. What you need to do is work on your own salvation with fear and trembling. Okay, so that you can make it. And you being a man, you're going to bring back your family, via in the kingdom. If they was wicked, but you're going to bring them back in the kingdom in their right mind with that understanding. So you're going to see them again. They're going to be your kids. This is something a lot of our people can't fathom and can't understand. All right? Regeneration, reincarnation. Okay? So we have that. We have that understanding that others don't have. They have no hope. They have no faith. Verse 14. For if we believe that Yahawashi died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Yahawashi will power bring with him. We're going to rise up again. Right? For this we say unto you by the word of Yahawah, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Adawan shall not prevent them which are asleep. For Yahawah, the Adawan himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of Yahawah, and the dead in Hamashiach shall rise first. We got brothers that already passed that died in Yahawashi Hamashiach. and they will come back at that point in time. All right, they're gonna rise first, and that's a beautiful thing to understand. That is that in this truth, you got, you have been made free, as the scripture stated, right? And all you got to do is keep the faith and maintain and keep it up and be consistent. Strength should go along with the word consistent. They should be synonyms if they are not. All right, you don't want to be strong for 1 hour. No, you want to be strong forever, right? You want to be consistently strong. I would rather be able to lift, 145 100 times than to lift 300 one time. You know what I'm saying? So you want to be consistently strong, be able to continue to do it, to endure. Because what endure short for? Endurance, having that stamina. So having more faith, right? That's important. Verse 17. Then we which are alive and remain. So this is verse 16 is letting you know some will die. All right? And it's letting you know they're going to come back. That's all good. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet Yahawah Hashem Yahawashi in the air. And so shall we ever be with Yahawah Hashem Yahawashi in the air. Right? So it's never going to die. So shall we ever be. That's forever. You'll never die in the kingdom. Because you got some slow bellies out here talking about that you're going to die in the kingdom and blah, blah, blah. Shit just be coming out left field, out of nowhere, man. They everlasting bodies for a reason. Verse 18, wherefore comfort one another with these words. So we got comfortability in these scriptures. This is something that when you first learn this, in this truth, you first learn that, we going to be straight regardless. I just got to do right and keep right and stay right. Where's the fear at? You can't fear. It's no more fear. I'm going to end it at 1 Corinthians 15 and around 50 down to 54. Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of power, neither doeth corruption inherit incorruption. You can't go into a chariot in this body. No, you can't. It's not going to work out. All right? Your soul got to go, and you're going to be automatically transferred into that body that has been prepared for you, set up for you, to be changed in the twinkling of an eye. This right here, this old flesh, this going to fade away. It's done away with. All the aches and the pains that we feel, the sicknesses, the illnesses, the hunger pains, all of that, that's a thing of the past. It's not needed. It's like I'm saying, this right here is going to be this is a nightmare, right? This is a form of hell. It's a state, right? A mental state, So, neither doeth corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in the twinkling of an eye. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible, Salakia, for this corruptible must put on incorruption. So this body is vile. Philippians 3 and 20, this body is vile. Okay, it's corruptible. It's a sinful flesh. We subject to all this stuff, man. These demons is jumping at us and all this type of stuff. It's messing with us. It's corruptible. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. The wages of sin are death. So therefore, if your body is incorruptible, it does not sin, then you're going to be immortal. You're not going to be able to die. I mean, that's 1 + 1 equals, So that's simple. And that's heavy. That's simple but heavy. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, Then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. But thanks be to Yahawah, which giveth us the glory through our Adawan, Yahawashi. All right, so that's something that we keep in the back of our minds every single day, man. We pray for that to be up out of here ASAP, and we understand things have to come at appointed times. Yeah, Jacob's trouble got to heighten, tensions got to rise. They hating the whore. What you see is trade deals with the EU, Europe, and all of that is being halted with America, right? Over this whole Greenland thing. You know what I'm saying? That Davos, if y'all ain't watched that, that's good. Check it out. Okay, especially watch that Elon Musk. That dude's a clown. All right, but AI is their god. All these philosophies and stuff gotta go, man. Okay, and he said in a sense, he said, nah, I did a lesson on it, but we ready for this devil to go. But prophecies are building up and they're gonna pass. Tensions are rising. WW3 is right there, and I mean, come on, we ain't lie. The scriptures ain't lie. All right, we brought it out. We told our people, take it, don't take it. It don't make no difference to us. I'm gonna hit the precept. I'm gonna hit the comment board, and I'm gonna get up out of here. Revelations 20:12-14. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before power, and the books were open, and another book was open, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them, and they were judged, every man according to their works. That's important. According to their works, their deeds. You justified by the things that you did. This means, regardless, it don't matter if somebody sees it. It don't matter if you in front of a damn camera or none of that. Are you living what you preaching? Are you really doing what you say you doing? Are you practicing what you preaching? This is why you little weak ass pastors, bro. You gay and DL on the low and all that shit. Your ass gonna be destroyed, man. Cause you can't hide nothing from Yahawah Shem Yahawashi with your bitch ass. All right, let's keep it going. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. Exactly. So they got to feel that, man. That lake of fire. You judged off your deeds, off your works. You read the Bible and you comprehended, to a point. And this is why you have to go to teachers, because you may read something and you may not understand it. Don't just, y'all understand, but you don't understand it. This is why you got to go to the men that's been doing this before you, man. All right. Keeping it going. Where was I at, man? Yeah. 1 Corinthians 15:24. Then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to power. That's right there. Hey, to you individuals that say Yahawashi is Yahawah, how he gonna get a kingdom to himself? He gonna give it to it. Here you go. Oh, let me get that. Like what? He gonna give it to himself? They make no sense. They make no sense. When he shall have delivered up the kingdom to Yahawah, even the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power, King of kings, taking crowns off of all these nations. No more presidents. None of that. Who he's going to set up? He's going to set up his brothers that love him. He's going to set up his brothers that rock with him, that would put their life on the line for him just like he did for them. All right? You reap what you sow, man. You know what I'm saying? 25-26, the brother got. For he must reign till he have put all enemies under his feet. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. So this is an everlasting kingdom. Ain't nobody rising back up to any IUICs, okay? Or any alphabets out there that's goofy, that don't understand. Ain't nobody rising back up, man. All right, Magog and Gog, Russia, they will be destroyed when Yahawashi come, you know, in all his glory. They gonna be destroyed. Okay? And those that survive of that nation, which are nothing but Edomites still, they're going into what? Captivity, slavery, servitude, handmaids, bondmen, bondwomen. What else you want to call it? All right? Y'all want to make it so soft. Well, just say they're going to be servants. Whatever you want to put. They're going to be under the men that he has raised up. Because right now, y'all hate when we say that. But you don't want to turn around and look at your dumb. You under somebody right now. You under them. They ruling over you. But it's okay. Y'all foolish, bro. Y'all love the white man. You know, our people sit back, y'all kiss his ass every single day. Especially you women. You go to work, you put on a uniform, you go to work and you do everything the boss say, but you come home and you give your man lip. Why can't you treat your man? How you treat the white man better than your man? That makes no sense to me, man. Respect of a person's type shit, man. That's why, man, a lot of you women gonna go. I'm trying to watch my language. But hey, that's pretty much it, man. We'll wrap it up. So death and persecution, summarizing it, it comes with this. Right? This comes. And yeah, it's nothing wrong with praying to not be in that lot. Right? Why would you want to be in that lot? I wouldn't want to be in that lot. But if it comes down to it, then it is what it is. Right? Pray for a spirit to be given to you to undertake it. Yahawashi had his Garden of Gethsemane moment. Every brother is going to have that moment, right? Where you praying for that cup to pass. You praying, they about to kick open the door. You pray that he make y'all invisible. You know, Yahawashi, hey, you know, make it where they can't see us. Make it where they just go through the house and they leave us alone. And they just go back out the front door. Alright, or make it where they just take me, they leave my family alone, like on some real shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm for real though. But hey, and that's why we pray, we fast, we put in to the bank, okay? We build up our treasures in heaven, we deposit, you do these works, you make all these deposits, you know, and you pray, and hey, he gonna work out with you at the end. He gonna take care of you. All right, because you was about his business, so he's gonna be about you. And trust and believe that, man. So wait, with that being said, giving all praises, honor, and glory be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakaha Kadash, and double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, and Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect. All right, the water for all the precepts, Malak, the water, and Shalawam.